think you find that Margaret Thatcher's beliefs on most things, and I think she said this herself actually, were formed in her youth. I think her essential beliefs were there by the age of about 17. And that included her belief in free markets. But, and it's a very important but, I don't think she gave it a very great deal of thought in her early life. I think she worked on the assumption that a Conservative government was automatically good and a Labour government was automatically bad, and she simply wished to rise in that world, in the Conservative world, which of course was in itself a great achievement because she was a lower middle class woman in an upper class male environment. And she thought it would all be all right. And it was only really in her experience of the Heath government, and in particular the end of the Heath government and the February 1974 election, when these beliefs, which were always there, caught fire. And she experienced a sense of the failure of the government of which she'd been a part of her party, and the potential failure of her country. And there's nothing she hated more than failure. And so she was able to weaponize her beliefs for the situation in which she found herself. I think Mrs. Thatcher promoted the free economy first of all by talking about it. I mean, it had gone off the map of political discussion almost completely. And with, of course, Keith Joseph, she brought it back with a vengeance in the mid-1970s. And I think the other thing she did, and in this respect she was much better at it than Keith Joseph, is she understood about how to talk about it in human terms. And in this she was assisted by her sex, because she could say, women understand it, women know what happens with inflation because they have to run the domestic budget, and it's the men who've blinded at you with science and got it all wrong. And so she could dramatize and personalize the situation, as well as having a good grasp of the theory.